What is going on, guys? KrysticMusic here. Welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be making our own intro music. If you're starting a YouTube channel, if you're starting streaming, you're going to want your own like intro music to go with your name, the beginning of your videos, the outro of your videos. So we're going to go ahead and make our own music. Now I am using a sample from Splice. So this is going to be an easy tutorial on how to make your own kind of loop, right? Your own music. Cool thing about Splice is that everything is 100% royalty free. So as soon as you purchase your subscription to Splice, you literally own the rights to use whatever sample you use, whatever samples you chop up, anything on there, you're safe to use. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. What I have here is this sample called, it's kind of like a sampled vocal. This is what it sounds like. Right, so it's got that vibe where you know like kind of something's coming. So if you're talking, you can kind of envision this. If I'm talking, you can kind of feel the tension build up, and then once this ends, so right here on the ninth measure, the beat drop, right? Boom, you know what I'm talking about? You can either pick a sample, which is easier, right? Or you can like do a little chord progression on the piano. Maybe I'll do that one next with no samples. I just thought samples would be easier. So we got this. Let's go ahead and make this into like an intro outro type deal. So we'll focus on the kind of build up first, right? So this, we can kind of take the volume down a bit. So let me go ahead and put it to like -2-ish, -4, -3. I do have a compressor here because as you can see, some parts are high and some parts are really low, like da-na-na-na. I kind of want to like compress that high so it's all kind of the same volume. And I did kind of EQ it because it did kind of sound a little weird. I just kind of boosted the highs, took down the mids a bit. What we can do is make a white noise here. So I'm going to make a MIDI track and we can make a little white noise just to get it more. We can put an analog there, turn off all the oscillators, filters. So we can put the noise because we want white noise. We'll do it all the way up, the color all the way up. And then we'll go to the filter, raise this all the way up. Do the same thing for filter 2, raise that up. For the amp, we can raise it up as well. This is what that'll sound like. So we have some white noise here. Maybe turn it down, -18. We don't really want the white noise that big, right? So we'll start it maybe right here. And we can put it on any note. I think this is an F minor, but we can put it on any note. All right, and then we can go to audio effects. We go auto filter, and then you want to press this frequency knob, and this is gonna be kind of your riser, right? So it's gonna sound like this. So you're gonna want to start with it low, and if you press this little arrow right here, and the last thing you pushed, which is the frequency knob, will be on these two boxes right here. So I have the frequency, basically, as you can see, as I'm moving the red line, it's moving the actual frequency knob. So we can go ahead and press this plus button, so we can put it down here. And we can just kind of make our little edit right here, and with the up motion. And there you go. There's our white noise, an EQ 8 on there to get it like a high pass filter. It's only the highs come through since we're not really worried about the lows or anything. It's not a bass or anything. And then what I like to do, duplicate it. And then we'll go to the frequency again. Put it a little bit right here. And we'll see how this sounds, but I like to make a little down sweep. So we'll leave that here. Okay, so we got that out the way. Now it's up to you if you wanted to add like a snare kind of build up. So I'm gonna go ahead and make actually hold on. I'm gonna make 2 audio tracks. We'll put it to like -12 so it doesn't blow you guys' ears off. We'll go ahead and get kind of like some big drums. Actually, I kind of want to make this like hip hoppy. So let me go put the bass drum here. and the snare here. All right. And we'll put this on the 3. Put that right there. We'll put this snare drum a little bit lower in volume. Yeah, see how it sounds all together. I don't think I like, hold on. But since we're at this point right now, let's go ahead. We can actually put we can put our EQ8s on here. And if you wanted, there is also like your generic EQ8s, like your kick EQ, snare EQ. You can do it that way as well. What I like to do as well is put a little delay on the snare, so it's got a little bit of room. And it's up to you if you want to put reverb or anything else, but I definitely want to put a delay on this one. Not that much. Now remember, I want this kind of second part to come in a little harder, so. Now you can press this loop button so I can loop this kind of 9 to 17, and we can go ahead and add some kind of hi-hats. This is a good one. What I also like to do is you can duplicate these, and we can put 3 of them. Let's go ahead and make this one blue. Let's go ahead and make this one like purple or something. And this one can be your left hi-hat. This one can be your middle. And then this one can be your right hi-hat. And then you're just going to get this one with the C, and you can put it to about whatever you want to the right. We'll put 30. Start with 30. And then center can be center. And then it'll transition from your ears from the right to the left. What I'm going to do though is kind of pitch this one down a little bit. Pitch it down 1. So it just sounds different. We can color it blue, that purple. And what I'm also going to do is just turn the gain down on this one a little bit. So it's not all sounding the same. There we go. And now we can go ahead and put our EQ8s on this. Let's see here. I don't know if I like these hi-hats, so hold up. Then I'm going to put this one here, that one there. Okay, so there are my hi-hats. Put an open hi-hat right here. some reverb, a little bit of reverb to the mid hi-hat at the end of it. Low cut, just a little. Even less than that, to be honest. Okay, now the fun part, we had the bass, we had the subs, so let's go ahead and add the subs. Honestly, it doesn't really matter, but I want the release up. Right there. And I think this is F minor. Or let's try to make a little bass line. We can start on F to make it easier. Move this down an octave. We'll move this down an octave, but for now, it's good to like kind of hear it. Okay, so I got this bass line. This is how it looks in the actual arrangement. This, you can hear the kick drums as well as it lines up with it. I like to put my bass line with the kick so I can kind of see where my sub basses and my kicks are. You can go ahead if you wanted to put a kick on every bass hit. It is really up to you, personal preference. For example, I do suggest like you kind of going to the start of it and listening to it through, because since this is an intro / outro song, the audience is going to listen to the beginning up, and then they're going to experience the drop. So you want to make sure it flows at least a little bit, or it makes sense, right? I don't know if I want this high or low. We'll see how it sounds both low. We can also layer this kind of snare with the clap to make it more full. We do have this clap. Let's just start organizing this stuff so I don't get too confused later on. Okay, now we can add a little spice to it. We can add, what I also like to do is group the drums. Command G or Control G, Command G on a Mac. We'll put this to drums, and you can put a drum bus on it just to make it sound a little punchier. You know what I mean? So drum bus, and it gives you this little guy over here. So the more boominess, I'll just solo it. You can hear how punchy that is with the boom of the bass. Crunch is more of the kind of drive of the highs and mids. So I'm going to go medium and bump it up a little bit. And you can always take the melody out or whatever you have out and just kind of see what it sounds like with the drums by itself. I think that's a good indicator on whether you have a good kind of bass line. Let's see if we can add a little spice here. Maybe add another lead or something to kind of spice up the sample. This is something I can get behind. We'll add this to measure 5. I mean, we might actually. Might as well put a vocal in there, but this is kind of how it's sounding right now. I may add to it, I may not. I may add the vocal, I may not, but it's entirely up to you, right? It's your intro. So this is what it kind of is kind of sounding like. You can add more build up if you want. You can add more drop. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you the finished product as of right now. This in all of its entirety took 1 hour from start to finish. So not that bad considering like I'm talking to you guys, you know what I'm saying? So probably like 45 minutes to an hour it'll take you to make your own copyright free little jingle, outro music, intro music, drop, whatever you want to call it, for any of your videos or anything like that. And like I said, you can loop this, you can take stuff out, you can put stuff in, literally any kind of vibe you want to go for. You can do it on your own, copyright free. Let's go ahead and see what it is as an outro. So let's go ahead and do that. So there you go, guys. There it is from start to finish. Now, I already kind of want to add some more kind of kicks and bass patterns. The most important part you want to remember is the sub bass, the 808s and your drums, you know, to get that kind of hype or exit out that groove that your viewer can kind of groove to for a couple of seconds before they click out of your video or before, if it's the intro, before you start talking. So it's literally up to you. Let me know in the comments what else you want to see. I wanted to do this because I was actually going to make one for mine. Let me know if you want me to make any other kind of background music. Maybe like a time-lapse kind of music or stuff like that. I'm telling you, Ableton has got you covered. You can also do this in any other DAW. And then of course to export it, there's tons of exporting setting videos out there, but you can just do this as like a quick export. Just go to File and then Export Audio Video. And then you can just select your main track. I don't really like the analysis file because it just clutters up. But yeah, so you can just keep the settings as it is, and you can press export and you'll have your little song, and that is it. So yeah, hope y'all enjoyed, hope y'all learned something. If you did, let me know in the comments below. Again, keep making music. My name is KrysticMusic and I'm out. Peace.